I'm Dottie Stitching Scotty, and this is one of my Scotty Striker. I do apologize for the, oh wait, let's stop. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Dottie Stitching Scotty, and this is Winston, and here's Striker. And welcome to our video about counted cross stitch. Today is July the 5th, and it's 2025, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's a very, very hot day here in the cool green Appalachian Mountains. Oh, it's so hot we had the air on, so we've cut it off temporarily so you could actually hear me talk. But we've got a lot to show. We've got 3 finishes and some new starts and lots of stitching. And we've got a featured Etsy shop. We've also got a free pattern. And, you know, for Christmas in July. So just stay tuned. All right, we'll try this again. I just can't seem to get started. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in and stopping by on this hot summer day to see my video about counted cross stitch. I hope y'all are having a nice 4th of July weekend. I have really had a good time. I'm at the campground up in North Carolina, Western North Carolina, near Mount Pisgah. It's a bit cooler here than it is most everywhere else, so for that I'm very fortunate. But today was a very hot one, especially for the camper or campground, being in the mountains. And we turned the air off just so you could hear us because it was very loud. But I'm doing this indoors because they're having a concert over at the pavilion tonight in the campground, and you could hear it. So you may still be able to hear a little bit, but this is the best I could do without turning on the air. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. My charter subscribers, you know, the first ones. If you've picked me up along the last 4.5 years, thank you so much. And even for new subscribers. And if you've not subscribed, please like and subscribe to the video. Okay, first of all, we've got a lot to cover. I have 3 finishes. I have some starts. I have some works in progress. We have a featured Etsy shop, which is something I try to do every time. I also have a free pattern. It's a Christmas in July pattern, since we're doing Christmas in July, although this video will not look like it. It's very patriotic, but I figured I would start Christmas in July after 4th of July. So my next stitch will be a Christmas pattern. So then we've also got... yeah, lost my train of thought. I got a couple of little goodies. I've got some giveaway winners, and I have more giveaways today because somebody else has been kind enough to share some of their stitching goodness with us, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, first of all, I had a question, and it was, what is a thread bed? Okay, this is a thread bed, and I just happen to have a patriotic one. Yay! You open it up, and there's a place where you can put your needles on some of them. This one just has this. Most of them, though, is just white, and it's where you can lay your floss, and it won't fall off in the, you know, like in the floor or get on your clothes or whatever. And then when you finish, it's got the little snaps here. And you just snap it up, and then your thread's in here, and you stick it in your project bag, and away you go. So that's really good. It helps things keep from getting lost. A lot of bag makers do make thread beds. Some include them with their project bags. Others, you buy them separate. And, you know, then there's always patterns, you know, and then, excuse me, and then some people don't need patterns. But anyway, yeah, so I hope that answers your question. If not, just let me know. I always list my email, I list my Instagram, and, you know, if you need to get in touch with me, feel free. Okay, I'm going to show my book of days. I use the book of days because it's very compact and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Okay, and this is July. And my friend June gave me this sticker, It commemorates Colorado's 150th anniversary and our country's 250th anniversary for next year. So Colorado is a state, has been a state for 150 years, I think. And then, goodness, I can't even think. And then our country has existed for 250 years come next year in July. So I thought, well, I'll put this in here for July since it was on my Stitchcon gift that she gave me. And this is my stitching for the week. I've not done a whole lot, but I've done some, and I've done some finishing. I wanted to have some FFOs, but the FFO train has not left the station. so you know how that goes. But anyway, I'm going to start with my works in progress, and we'll do a wrap up at the end of July. Okay, my first, ooh, that's a little loud. My first stitch is from the Sweet Land of Liberty book with Blackbird Designs, and there is what I'm stitching on. That's American Eagle. That is such a beautiful, beautiful pattern. It uses Gentle Arts threads, and the ones I didn't have, I used DMC. And I stitched mine on 28 count Confederate gray, and I want to say it's a Weeks Dye Works. I really do, because it's very soft. And so I've added a little bit more. You know, I had the house and just a little bit of the eagle. So I've got more of the eagle, and then I've started stitching on the flag. And I'm using 2 strands over 2. So this is always good. It gives really good coverage on this, because this is a very loosely woven piece of fabric. But it's really, really pretty. I would love to have a finish, but something tells me that's not going to happen very soon with Christmas in July. So, but hopefully I can get it done, you know, sometime in the future. That's my plan, because I really enjoy stitching on this. It's a beautiful piece. It really, really is. Okay, and the next thing I have, my ship is now sailing. And oh dear, where did that go? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Okay, I'm stitching Coming to America by Brenda Gervais. Everybody else's ship has docked at the, you know, mine has been stuck on a sandbar. It just has been, yeah, I'll do that, because I just kind of got worn out on the seagulls. And then I got stuck a couple of other places. But mine's on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. This is with Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And this is what I've, oh goodness, yeah, that's thread. This is what I've got done right here. I finally got Cape Cod filled in, all this solid stitching. And I started on the pigs, because there's some pigs down here. I'm on the second pig. I don't have its facial features. And I'm going to do the back stitching on the sails later. But, yeah. This is on 36 count. I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads. And I hope to get this done, because it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And this is for my whip go. I'm going to stitch at least 4 days on it. And this was like a half a day. So hopefully I'll get some more stitching done on it, so I can meet my whip go goal, because I said I was going to stitch 4 days on a Thanksgiving piece and 4 days on a Biscornu for July. So that's my Thanksgiving piece, and it uses DMC, Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Color Works. It uses all the things, yes. All right, my next piece that I'm stitching on is very small. This was something I took to stitch on at work if I had some extra time at lunch, or if my patient didn't show up. So that's always nice, is when you've got some free time, you can bring out your stitching. And I did this one, even though the lighting in my office is very, very good. But this is on 10 count Chula, and it's a blue color. It's Blue Whisper is the color. This kit is from Shepherd's Bush. It included the cotton floss, the needles, the button, and the fabric with the pattern. And the design is 30 by 50. And this is Uncle Sam. It's another patriotic stitch for the hashtag 13 for the 250th stitch along or sal. This is with Nancy the Disorderly Stitcher and Nancy the Laughing Stitcher. So I'm really enjoying participating with them. And I've already got one done, my little needle book that I showed you last time. And this is hopefully going to be number 2. But he's so cute. And I used 3 strands of floss over 1 block. Or one, I would say 1 thread, but it's more like a block. And all I've got is his arms and his trunk of his shirt. Just the shirt. That's all I got done after lunch. So, yeah, so that was good. And this is going to be a real pretty piece. And this will probably be my work stitch. So if I'm not busy at work, I'll get some done. Or I may just say, I just want to do all of that. All right, and then the next thing I'm stitching on is on Fabric Flare. And I haven't stitched on Fabric Flare in a long time. This is 32 count, and Fabric Flare is printed. It's on one side, and the back is white. So it's not, you know, if you get the wrong side, it's going to be white. But anyway, this is Primrose Cottage stitches that came from their box. And this is America, Home Sweet Home. And I just love this pattern. I fell in love with it. And I finally remembered to bring my vessel, as they call it. And this is the vessel that was in the box. Yes, it holds about, I'd say almost 20 ounces of liquid, I think. So this is my water thing. But anyway, this one I decided I was stitching on 32 count Fabric Flare. And it's a grayish color. I can't remember what it is, and I did not write it down. I've been very bad about doing that lately, and I apologize. But I'm using 2 strands over 2, and I would have had more done, but I had to rip the A out twice already. So this is what I've got done. I've got 4 of the houses, and I've got M-E-R and no A. Yeah. It was off 1 row, and I was like, no, we can't be having this. So anyway, I ripped that out, and it's 2 strands over 2, but this is a beautiful, beautiful piece, and I can't wait to get it done. So they have the cutest patterns. They really do. And the colors I'm using are all DMCs. That's what they used for this. So that was always good. So those are my whips, or my works in progress. Okay, the next thing I have are my new starts. But they're also finishes. I had 3 new starts and 3 finishes. I went to a friend's house to stitch last Saturday, and it was so much fun, and I met some new friends, and you know, got to see some old friends. Not that they're old, but I've known them for a while. I'm gonna stick my foot in my mouth yet. But anyway, while I was there, I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna stitch on a few things, and I stitched on America, I think, while I was there. But I kept saying, no, I didn't. I stitched on this. I stitched on Festive Little Fobs Americana Edition. Okay, so now what I've done is there's like, I want to say 10 or 12 of these. So I labeled this one number 1, and I labeled this one number 2, okay? I just started at the top of the page, and I started out on 28 count because I had a lot of this color, and I decided I don't want to do any more of them on 28 count. This is the vase right here, and I used all the call for threads pretty much, and this is on 28 count. And notice how, see, this is almost see-through. The weave is very, very, very loose. And I'm using 2 strands over 2. And I'm probably going to make some fobs out of them, but this one might end up being a small pillow, you know, like for your dough bowl or something. So, but it was a start and a finish in one day while I was there. So that was good. So I enjoyed working on that. So then while I was there, I also had a piece of, oops, that's not it. I also had a piece of 32 count. And what I did was, it was just a big piece. And I usually always cut mine down to size. But I just grabbed a piece and started stitching on it. And this is the little bouquet. And I had a start, but I did not have a finish there. But I finished it later. I think it was the next day when I picked it up. But this is on 32 count. And you can see the difference. You know, I like this much better. It looks more pristine. This one's kind of yellowy, kind of ivory looking, and it's nice, but it's not what I want. So I'll probably, you know, I'm going to stitch them all on this fabric here. And this one is 32 count white linen, and that's all I know about that. And I used 2 strands over 2. But I think this is so cute. You're really gearing up the music, I'm telling you. Okay, the last thing, that's 2 finishes. My last finish, oops, which I just finished earlier today, is from Colorado Cross Stitcher. And yes, okay, just a moment. Okay, I'm back. This is from Colorado Cross Stitcher, and I did the strawberry. But I'm not going to make it into a strawberry, I don't think. I think it'll be a pillow. But all these different patterns are in there, and you can get this on her website. It's a very good pattern. I stitched this on 36 count, and I used some of the Classic Color Works and some of the Gentle Arts and some DMC that she called for. And this is my finish right here. Isn't that cute? I just thought that was precious. Sisterhood of the Needle. And it's got 2 friends. And they're stitching. And it's 1 strand over 2 threads. Just so, so cute. I wished I had finished, but it was too hot. Too hot today. Yes. So those are my 3 finishes, and all 3 of those were new starts this week. Yeah. Am I sick? I don't know. Anyway, while I was at my friend's house, we had some goodies. She gave us a pattern, and it was a free pattern from Pinker and Pumpkin, and I left it at home. Sorry about that. It was like made in the USA. And then also I won a pattern. She had a door prize drawing, and I won a pattern, and it was from Stitching with the Housewives. And I forgot that also. I'll try to have that next week. But I got this little firecracker thing to sit around. I got some red, white, and blue floss, DMC. Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go. Red, white, and blue floss. And I got this cute little zipper pull. Oh my goodness. There we go. Cute little zipper pull. And a blue star. And a wooden star. Oh goodness. I don't know what's on that. And a wooden star. And she had the needle fob on, the zipper pull, she had it on this. Isn't that cute? And that's washi tape. So, so cute. I really, really, really appreciated it. Then I had another friend there. She gave everybody one of these, which was nice. She had like all kinds of good food to eat, things to drink. And her mother, oh my goodness, Ginger makes the best and most beautiful cookies I've ever seen. Vonna Pfeiffer's cookies are gorgeous, and Ginger's cookies are too. I'm telling you. But my other friend, Miss Cheryl, she gave me, she said, I'm afraid I'll lose this before Christmas or I won't see you. So she said, I want you to have it now. And she gave me this Scotty Dog floss ring. and needle minder. Is that not so sweet? Thank you so much, Cheryl, and thank you, Shelly. I really, really, really appreciate it. So sweet. And it's got a snowman and red, white, and green beads along with the scissor fob. The floss ring. Just so cute. I'm telling you. I'm going to go ahead and use it, though, for Christmas in July. So I'm going to fix that up, and hopefully I'll have that used next week. Or not next week, but next video. You'll see that again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel very special. Goodness. Okay, so what did I do in June? Okay. In my book of days, here are my stickers that I had. Of course, I went to Stitchcon. I also went to 2 stitching days. I went to the Tar Heel State Stitchers. If you live in the Waynesville, Canton, Asheville area, you are more than welcome to come. You need to join the Tar Heel State Stitchers, and you'll find out about the times and things. I also had the stitch day with my friends. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it. So I had 7 new starts. Now, y'all know I have a lot of WIPs, or works in progress, but it doesn't really bother me, because if I don't start something, I can't finish it. So, yeah. But I did have 5 finishes, so that was good. So I'm only 2 ahead, or behind, I guess. I had 2 fully finished objects, or FFOs. I had 1 day I didn't get to stitch. I did so good, and the last day of the month, there was no time. No time. I was traveling, so I wanted to get up here before. No, that wasn't it. It was Monday. Oh, I know what it was. Birthday party. Yeah. For my son-in-law. It was nice. And me. I know it's late because my birthday was in April and his was in the early May, but their schedules and my schedule just didn't go. And then, of course, I was flitting around everywhere, and so were they. So we had a hard time catching up with each other. So we're like, we'll just have an unbirthday. Better late than never. Then I went to 1 retreat, which was Stitchcon, and like I said, the 2 stitch ends. I worked on 10 of my WIPs, and I didn't have any restarts. Yay! That's always good. The stitch-alongs I worked on this past month were hashtag 13 for the 250th Sal, then hashtag FFO Challenge 2025. That's with Jen Quilter and Penny's Daughter Shares. And you need to watch their videos. It's really good. Jen's video is 2 Tall Stitchers. She's with her mom, Carol, and I just love them. They are so sweet. And and they always have a quilt at the beginning that they tell about, and they knit too, but they've not been doing a lot of that lately. But they've had a lot of beautiful finishes, I'm telling you, and they work on some very unusual things. Sometimes you watch people's videos and it's like we all do the same thing, so every now and then it's nice to see something different. I love everybody's what they work on. I do, and I love seeing it, but every now and then it's nice just to see something that's like, oh, I didn't know you had that. Then I worked on hashtag Lizzie Kate Series Sal. That was for my summer cross stitch project with the Colorado Cross Stitcher. And if you don't watch Sherry, the Colorado Cross Stitcher, you need to watch her Flosstube, because she does Cross Stitch Camp 2025. And it's really, really fun. I can't even talk. In June, you were supposed to pick out something that reminded you of the sunshine, or that had sunshine or night in it. So I chose sunshine, and I worked on the Lizzie Kate A Little Beach, and it had, the sunshine in it. And you can see that in was it my last video? I think it was. But anyway, that's also sponsored by Jen Quilter, and I said I was going to look it up, and I did not. Oh, I'm so bad. And I know exactly who it is, but it's not coming. Then I participated in Whip Go 2025 that Jessie Marie does stuff. And I met both my goals. I did Halloween and finished that, Bad Kitty. And I worked 4 days on the Patriotic Stitch, which was American Eagle, which you saw here. Still don't have a lot. And then I participated in hashtag Cross Stitch Camp 2025. So my total whips now are 124. Yeah. I would like to get it under 100 because it does sound like an awful lot. But there are more people that have, there are others that have more, works in progress than I do. But, you know, if we do, we do. And if we don't, it's okay too. Because if you can't start it, you don't finish it. Okay, now let's talk about our giveaway winners. Okay. First of all, I asked you what you were doing this summer. And some of y'all evidently are not doing anything because you didn't say anything about summer. And then the ones that did say stuff about summer, it was quite interesting, some of the fun things that y'all are doing. I need to hang out with some of you. The first thing, you had to say the word flower. And I would like to thank Christy from Salty Stitcher Designs, that's hard to say, for her beautiful, beautiful patterns that she donated. And she gave these to me at Stitchcon, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so, so much. I know my viewers appreciate it, and they're beautiful. They're just beautiful. So anyway, the person that said the word flower for this hibiscus pattern is Glee Hanson 4775, and she's a longtime viewer. Hey Glee, congratulations. Be sure and send me your address because you know I can't keep up with anything these days, and put your name on there so I'll know who to send it to. I'll get this in the mail to you this coming week. And fun, and you can stitch on this. Isn't this beautiful? The hibiscus is a beautiful flower. It really is. I tell you, Christy, that's a beautiful design. I like that. Okay, next, you were supposed to say kitty for this other beautiful pattern that Christy donated us. And this is called Kitty number 73. And congratulations, Sharon Williams, 6787. Sharon Williams, 6787. She's also a longtime viewer, and it gives me great joy to give someone that's a longtime viewer or even a short-time viewer a pattern that somebody has been kind enough to donate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So email me with your information, and my email is linked down below. And the last pattern we have for giveaway winners today, I do have more giveaway patterns though, is called Tahiti. And this one is beautiful. It reminds me of the flag of South Carolina. I think it's just gorgeous because those are the colors on our flag. We have a palmetto tree and a moon. But Kath Berger, and I think you might be new, either that or you've not commented, but thank you so much for watching, Kath Berger, and congratulations. Send me your name and address, and I'll get this in the mail to you. My email is stitchingscotty@gmail.com. I try to make it easy, you know. All right, ladies, so I can't wait to get those in the mail to y'all. So what do we have this week? All right, first of all, before we do the giveaway, I belong to Susan from Sweet Wing Studios Patreon. And the complimentary design this month from Susan is Dream Big. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is just a good thing. I think I'm going to make this and stick it in my office at work because it's just very inspirational. And the ladies in oncology that, that have had like breast cancer, they need, they need to know that they can still dream big. So each one of them are very precious. They are. But anyway, Susan's nice enough to do this, and her Patreon is very inexpensive. And it has a lot of little extras. She does like a Zoom with us. And we just have a great time. And her patterns are very, very pretty, and you get sneak peeks and all kinds of things. This one's on 32 count Morning Mint Lugana by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and it uses all DMC flosses. Dream big. So be sure and go to the Patreon account, which I will link below, and look up Sweet Wing Studio and join, because she has several different levels that you can join on. Okay, and the next thing, people are just being so generous, and I just really, really appreciate it, especially I can't talk today, the designers. Okay, and the good thing is Patty Penn, my friend, Stitching with My Kitties, she got to meet Christy. Both of the ladies designers today are Christy, but they spell their names different. Happiness is Heartmade. And she said I could use these patterns for myself, or I could, give some away. So I thought I would give some away. And one of the ones I want to give away today, since it's Christmas in July, is the Christmas Snowflake cross stitch pattern. Okay? So if you like this one, say, snow. So this one's going to be Snow, S-N-O-W, okay? Oops. Then the next one, I'm going to give away 2 today. The next one is called A Cat and Cardinal. No, that's not it. Excuse me, I lied. This one's called With All Your Heart. And it's Jeremiah 29:13. It says, and ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. All right. Isn't that great? Okay. So you want to say heart for this one. Snow, heart. And thank you so much, Christy, for your generous gift. And I'm saving these. I'm going to spread them out for a little bit and give you a little bit more advertisement too. So, but she sent me a bunch of patterns, and I'm just very, very grateful, because I can pass them along to y'all as my thanks for you watching. Okay, so what are my plans? Okay, the sad news is there will be no video next week. The reason is I will be somewhere where there is no internet connection. Yes. All right. Plus, I will be enjoying time. The good news is I will be having a wonderful time with my youngest daughter, Amelia, and her daughter, Zora, which is my little granddaughter, and she's going to be 2 years old. Tomorrow, July 6th, is Amelia's birthday, and I know she doesn't watch my video, but happy birthday, Amelia. I love you. And for Zora, she is so, so cute. And we got her a Barbie car this year. Yeah, except it's really not a Barbie car. It's this mean looking pink ATV thing that she can drive around, because she was sitting on her little car and it was the Barbie's car. Yeah, so she needs a Barbie car. Something to drive around is what my husband said. So Grandpa, we'll call him. He said that, Grandpa Ralph. So anyway, he ordered one. He just picked it out and ordered it. And I said, well, that looks mean. I said, and it doesn't say Barbie. So I got her some Barbie stickers. I got her a cute little pink outfit to wear while she's driving it, and a fun little game to play. So that'll be fun. So I'm going to be having a lot of fun with my youngest daughter and her and my granddaughter and grandson Harrison. So yeah, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be very hot. Alabama is very, very hot. But anyway, it's worth it. So no video that week. And the next week is questionable whether I will have a video or not, because I'm going to a retreat. Are you shocked? Anyway, I'm going to the Stitch and Thrift retreat that the South Carolina Stitchers, Kira, puts on for us, and she does such a wonderful job. And it's a fun retreat. It's inexpensive. We can sell things there like stash unload, things like that. Last time I think we learned how to ice dye floss, and that was interesting. It really was. I didn't do very well, but my color came out pretty. I mean, you know, it wasn't what I wanted, but it came out very pretty, and I'm going to use it for something. But boy, do you have to rinse that floss a lot to get all that dye out. Whew. And, you know, we have a brag table, and, you know, we can buy things, and we stitch and stitch and stitch, and we do a smalls exchange. So that'll be fun. So I'm excited, and I'm going to be staying with friends. I was going to stay with my daughter, but I'm going to stay with friends this time, and I think my daughter won't even be home. That's my oldest daughter. She lives outside Columbia, South Carolina, which is where the retreat will be held. So anyway, there may not be a video that week either. I'm so sorry. But I'll have a lot to share when I come back. And I will miss you all, but please stay in touch. And if you happen to be at that retreat, please come by and say hello. I would love to visit with you. I try to get up and walk around, but I do like to get a little stitching done too. But remember, if you don't start the things, you can't finish them. And don't forget to say the magic words. Try to use them in a cute little sentence if you can. And if you won something and you're a giveaway winner, please send me your your address and your name if your Flosstube name is different, okay? And congratulations to all you winners. And thank you so much for joining me. And I hope this was a good video and the light was good, because when you're camping, you can't bring all the comforts of home because there's not enough room in the car. So until a couple of weeks or more, happy stitching. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm back. I forgot the Etsy store in the free pattern. I was so excited. Okay. Yeah. Okay, first of all, our free pattern, that's what happens when you don't look at your notes. Our free pattern today is from hannahhandmakes.com. And it's called Deck the Halls, and it's for Christmas in July. Now, I'm only going to show you half of the pattern, or part of the pattern, because she doesn't have anything stitched up. So I'm just going to show you a small portion so you can get an idea. It says Deck the Halls, and it's got a stocking, a reindeer, or some reindeer, Christmas trees, candy canes, holly leaves, and stuff. And this is what we've got here. Okay, let's see. There we go. All right. So I will link that below, and it's really, really cute. It's, let's see. It's 105 stitches by 90 stitches. So be sure, you know, and she did this one on 16 count Aida, and it fit a 7-inch hoop because it's a round pattern. But you could just take little pieces of it, you know, little designs, and you could make like scissor fobs, you know, small pillows for your dough bowl, you know, stuff like that. All right, so our featured Etsy shop is Mrs. Flossy. I just love Amy. She is so sweet. I met her when I was at the attic the first time, and she's just wonderful. And I'm so glad that she's going to be back at the attic again. If I ever get to go again, you know, I can't wait to see her because she's really good. But she designs patterns, and she's also doing a retreat in September. But I think the registration might be closed, but you can check. But anyway, I'm going to show some of her patterns from her Etsy shop, and so you can go by and peruse them and see what you'd like. You know, it's all about the enabling. This is one. This is a sampler, but just look at all those small motifs that you could use to make scissor fobs, smalls, or, you know, little pillows, all kinds of little things, tarts. So really nice. Oh dear. I just love technology. Boy, they're really having a good time over at the pavilion tonight. Okay, because it's Christmas in July, we have Peppermint Shop. There you go. Isn't that cute? With the little candy canes and the red bird and the sled. Then we have, now this is my favorite thing to say, you can't finish if you don't start. And we've got a little roadrunner, I believe that. No, it's a woodpecker. It's a woodpecker. I think that's a pileated woodpecker, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have the Ribbon Thief. This one came out at Market. But isn't that beautiful? A nice fall pattern. She has different designs. Then we also have the Mrs.Flossy sampler. And see, it's got the birds, and it's got all those beautiful alphabet, the letters and numbers. Then we have a stitching case topper. Isn't that cute? And it fits on one of those stitching cases after you get it done. And we have always forward, never backward. That was the pattern. That was what Miss Jean from the attic always said. And she said, just keep stitching forward. And it's got a little cardinal. It's just a beautiful pattern. So go check out Amy's Etsy shop, Miss Flossy. She's just a great designer, as are all the designers I've featured today. Happiness is Heartmade, and also Salty Stitcher Designs. They are very talented, because let me tell you, I've tried to design a pattern on the computer, and phew, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it is. But that's our free pattern, and also our featured Etsy shop. Now I'm actually really gonna say goodbye, and y'all have a great week, and happy 4th of July. Bye bye.